You know, some could say that Mitsunari might be the storm that is approaching, but I don't know. That feels a bit out there.
Nice.
Yeah, alright, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Play Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes, the Endeavoring, because, man, this game is still kind of long, even when you just focus on the main characters, but not even that big a deal, because now we're tackling the blue route, which is where things get a little more interesting. You can skip these cutscenes, right?
You can, but I ended up leaving in the intros and pre-narration each time. It only takes up, like, 3 minutes, so I figured it wasn't that big of a deal.
I mean, I suppose so.
And again, it's important to provide context for what's going on. Because if you would call Mitsunari's Red campaign relatively successful, barring the ending, this is the route where everything goes wrong, and you need to see that from the beginning.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, literally everything goes wrong. And that's why I think this is the more interesting of the two routes. Partially because you actually have some player influence over just how much goes wrong.
Yeah. Alright,
And
well,
I make a...
okay, so I guess we should probably clarify what exactly the red route and the blue route mean offhand. Obviously, we can assume that it means like two divergent paths on where you can end up with every single story, every character in their story, but like how exactly do you go between a red route and a blue route per se?
When it comes to red and blue, there's going to be a clear separation at the very beginning. You'll see, you'll see in either the first two stages, you'll see either two red and one blue, or maybe a character will have one singular starting red mission, and then afterwards it'll branch into a red and a blue. Those are pretty separated. However, there are a handful of other characters, most of which we are not touching in the slightest, that actually diverge further into a grand total of 5 routes.
Oh, Jesus.
Red, blue, green, yellow, I think, and purple.
Who would those be? Would those be just like the main characters, or would those be characters that have like shorter stories?
Most of the stories are equal in length, but off the top of my head, it's Ieyasu, Masamune, Motochika, Kande, and Shimazu, the old man.
Alright.
And one of them even has a brown route.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I got nothing. It's fine though, because as I found out the hard way back in the day, most of those routes go nowhere. Complete nothing endings. So they're not even, so most of the time they're not even really worth. Because how do you make 5 separate climaxes for a single character?
Yeah, you don't. Like, you really gotta be like, okay, if you're doing that, you're either going like full Metal Gear Solid 3 with like having a bunch of like funny Easter egg shit, or like it's just Final Fantasy 13 2 abrupt ending. Oh no, wait, no, more contemporary idea, like the game over, the many game overs you can get in like Near Automata.
Yeah, the 27 endings.
Yeah, like just having Tubi blow herself up on a space station and just instant game over, oopsie, which is very funny, by the way.
I think some of the instant endings are when you have a choice of, will you do this thing for me, yes or no, and if you choose no, that's an automatic game over.
I love games that do that, by the way. They're so fucking hilarious.
I think you can get instant game overs before you even hit the first mission after the prologue in Nier Automata.
I think you're right. That's marginally. I need to sit down and actually play more of that goddamn game. Goddamn it. Ugh.
Me too, but it's very long.
It is, but I'm no stranger to playing long games. Holy shit, am I not? Looks eyes SD Gundam on my fucking Switch.
Looks directly into the project we're currently working on.
Yes. Yes. I love. Oh, okay, stupid thing. I like that watermelon piece down on the board. That's really adorable. The one that's just red and green. That's actually kind of hilarious.
That would be Psyche's piece. Every faction gets their own color, or in some cases, a gradient.
Yeah.
And this is something that I actually think is pretty cute. The this is an actual thing that they used to do in war strategy meetings, is they would have maps of whatever area that a battle was about to take place on, and they would use these pieces to represent units, factions, generals, what have you, and you would move them around a board map.
I think generally mostly like battalions, like smaller things for like individual people, but yeah. They were very funny.
Especially when you see how they animate after a stage, because after each stage, about half of them get taken off the board in some standard ways, some of them pretty comedic ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, like in this instance, there's just a blue route that... Okay, so when you first start the game, each character only has their red route available. After you beat their red route, then their blue route becomes available from the beginning the next time you pick them.
Okay, so I guess also to ask this up front, there isn't some stupid bullshit. Like, I guess the best example I could think of is like Shadow the Hedgehog, I guess. Where like you can try to do like one primary path, but if you fail the mission, you have to do the other path, and it takes you down a different pathway from what you wanted. It's not like that, and like every pathway is just you select the mission and go, right?
Yeah, before you pick a stage, it's just you pick which one you want to do, and then you're on that route for the rest of your run.
Yeah. And I know this basically is just the equivalent of a PS2 game at times with the MT Framework light engine, but I still gotta say, the lighting does wonders for this. Holy shit.
When you look at it upscaled, the backgrounds and lighting in this game actually look very good. I think it holds up very well.
For a refresher for those who might be confused, no, this was not emulated, although we do have this work on emulator, I think, for the most part. We're using an HDMI upscaler. The Marseille, pretty sure, the M Classic.
The M Classic by Marseille.
French always throws me off, but yeah, that thing. $100 fucking well spent, and now we both have our own versions, so yeah, anytime we're recording... A reminder that if you're a younger viewer, first of all, how the hell did you find Sengoku Basara? Second of all, well, PS3 games oftentimes did not run true 1080p, oftentimes they were actually just running 720p, despite being the console generation of high definition. Oftentimes it wasn't really high definition.
I think at a certain point they just qualify anything above 480p as HD.
Uh-huh.
Then again, that term is relative. If you look at a Model 1 Sega Genesis, it'll have 8 high-definition graphics plastered on the ring.
Yeah, high definition by itself is more of a nebulous term. It's just used more for marketing. I mean, back in our day, we got such glorious things like Funimation telling us the high definition you can only achieve on DVD.
I still love that, by the way.
It's ironically hilarious, yeah.
Those DVDs are garbage, but those trailers are hilarious because they played fucking action movie soundtracks over top of those trailers.
Yep. I think those were the red releases, the original uncut releases they were trying before they just switched to orange bricks, if I'm not mistaken.
No, those were the trailers specifically for the orange bricks.
Oh, okay.
Orange bricks for Z, blue bricks for Dragon Ball, and yellow bricks for GT.
GT took the piss, you could say.
That it did.
That it did. But yeah, high definition is generally like more nebulous, but the M Classic essentially takes like your 720p signal and like I think super samples is the correct term. It like literally like it like literally takes it brings it up like an actual like full definition range, like over 720 1080. It doesn't just do that. Is that like just filling up a frame? It actually like tries to fill in pixels as well. Through
I think it has built-in anti-aliasing.
Yeah. Which gotta say, holy fucking shit, does it actually make you want to go back and play some of your old PS3 games? Especially for me.
Tell me about it.
Sorry, burping popcorn.
Dude, looking up the Gundam games on this thing was a work of art.
Yeah. Like, even the Dicey Wars Gundam 3, the one you're not a huge fan of, holy crap, this actually still look pretty fucking good coming in full 1080. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, this level is oddly downplayed for what we've been dealing with so far. It's actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah, the gimmick here is you're trying to steal all of the bases before the power couple up there can go and take them back, because by taking them, the bases, you're actually stealing all of their food. Which, if they don't have food, they can't fight back.
Army can't march on empty stomach, and in this case, they literally cannot do anything if they do not have some form of calorie in their gut. So, oopsie.
Yep. Yeah, you're basically trying to starve out the Maeda clan.
So it's good to know that this is just going over the span of like a couple of weeks, I guess. I don't know. It's very hilarious just seeing this play out.
Especially in real time, because it's like they're just trying to have a picnic on the battlefield.
Yeah.
But this stage, depending on which character you're playing as, can actually be pretty annoying if they don't have the speed to compensate for their speed. I don't think I'm going to have trouble in this run, but I will have trouble with this stage in 1 or 2 other runs in the future.
Yeah. I guess to make a potentially tasteless joke, but I'm still going to make it anyway. Mitsunari, the disgruntled incel, trying to come in and ruin the time of the happily married couple.
In a matter of speaking, yes, actually.
Yeah. In a very loose sense, if you want to interpret it as such, that not too far off the mark. Although this version of Ieyasu, Mitsunari, yeah, I don't imagine him getting a lot of pussy. Poor dude.
I mean, does it count as him being incel if he's very clearly gay-coded?
I don't know. Maybe. I imagine that there have been gay people who cannot score dates for life with them. Would they then blame it on?
Probably.
Would they then blame it on other men? I actually genuinely don't know how that worked out. Yeah.
They might blame us. This is the thing we're talking about. They might blame other women for stealing potential men from them.
You know what? In a weird roundabout sense, that might not be too far off.
You got them all wrong, CPA.
His hair looks absolutely insane from this angle.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I love that Basara does, is they'll take characters that have already spiky hair and they'll just add on a top knot for no reason, but actually make the top knot look cool instead of actual top knots in history that look hideous.
No, I haven't eaten in 5 minutes. I can't go on.
I mean, this guy works up a hell of an appetite if you see some of the stuff he's capable of. In Basara 4, during Hideyoshi's campaign, if you play Hideyoshi's their stage as Hideyoshi, this guy takes all of Hideyoshi's attacks on the chin and doesn't even blink.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
So yeah, that we're doing that kind of defense, and of course, in return, combating Hideyoshi would work up a hell of an appetite.
Yeah, possibly.
Probably has a very quick metabolism, needs a lot of food to operate.
I mean, I've come off of pretty intense workouts before too, yeah, and I feel like I'm about to eat a whole fucking horse, so I guess I can relate. This is just that taking up to 11. Oh, I get it, he's a gym bro.
Yeah! I wouldn't recommend that, by the way, it's D-grade meat.
Oof.
You know, there were actual stories of that in the 2000s about cafeteria lunch meat actually being horse meat.
No, I've never heard about that before, but honestly, considering George Bush budget cuts, I wouldn't be too surprised.
No child left behind, indeed.
And no food left off the table.
I think they actually tried to gut the federally mandated free lunches for low-income children.
Yeah, I could totally believe that.
Forgive me for what I must do.
So everything going wrong starts off immediately, because if you'll remember some of the pre-stage dialogue, Masamune popped up in there, and then Mitsunari said, "Hey, who was that jackass that one time insulted Lord Hideyoshi? I'm gonna go and kill him." I know I have something to do, something pressing to deal with right now, but I'm gonna go kill him instead. And so because he went off to try to start killing Masamune instead, he missed his meeting with, Saika.
Oops.
So things like that are just gonna start cropping up all over the place.
Okay, so it's starting to make sense. It's literally like making all of the wrong decisions here.
Yes.
Okay.
And you, the player, actually have some influence over just how many all decisions go wrong. And I'm making a point of making sure every single one of them goes wrong.
If you are tired,
Because it's funnier that way.
rest.
Yeah, kinda.
Rest. And from where
It's actually kind of telling about how Mitsunari functions, because he's not exactly the most clear-headed, so it's a wonder that his red route went off at all, really.
Yeah, no kidding.
I shall never grow
So a quick clarification, that him missing a meeting with Magoichi being a bad thing is actually a big thing, because this was applied to, I want to say, also Samurai Warriors as well, but if memory serves, I'm pretty sure Saika is like a big arms dealer of some sorts.
Yeah, they're a mercenaries service, and they're a big deal because they were the first force outside of Oda Nobunaga himself to widely adopt the use of firearms
Yep.
in warfare. The very first was Oda Nobunaga himself, who employed the use of first-generation rifles in Japan.
I'm going to share a very funny thing with you. I wonder if you know about this or not, but you remember the character Mitsurugi from Soul Calibur, right?
Yes.
Literally the very first thing that he's like the reason he was seeking out Soul Edge in the very first Soul Calibur game, back then called Soul Edge, was because he was being phased out of business, I want to say, by riflemen. And so he needed a way to combat them, so he was going after Soul Edge. So, you know, the logical leap that jumping, so clearly in order to get over the barrier of projectile weapons, I need to get a fucking demonic blade. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a degree of sense. A lot of people don't know this, but traditional weaponry is not actually very strong, and the katana is actually kind of shit. That's why actual samurai typically carried 2 of them at any given time, because their primary blade was very prone to shattering mid-combat.
Yeah, if memory serves, samurai back in the day usually carried 2 different weapons, one being a straight-up katana and the other being more of a wakizashi, the more short sword, which, funny enough, the short sword got way more usage because it's a lot less cumbersome and it's a lot less prone to just shattering, because, oh boy, long 1,000-fold delicate blade, yeah, that's gonna get nicks on it if you even blink at it.
Yeah. Which is funny when, weebs today still hold up the katana as the greatest weapon of all time. You guys are adorable.
On first usage, maybe. After that,
I mean, they cool as hell, I won't take that, away from you, but...
yeah, in terms
practical,
of, like,
not
actual
in the
combat,
slightest.
yeah, in terms of, like, actual combat, I'd probably go from, like, claymores or Zweihanders if I had the upper body strength for fucking Zweihanders. Things are ridiculous.
To talk about weapons for a bit, that's actually one of the things that I oh so love about Sengoku Basara, is that every single character is unique from the word go in the very first game all the way up to Yukimura Den in 2016. There are no 2 characters that play alike unless that character is specifically replacing a character that dies. and it's just for the sake of keeping a single character's gameplay style in the next game. It's, I guess if you had to liken it to something, the Murakumo units.
Oh no, I could easily think of plenty of examples. That's like, okay, Tekken is riddled with these. Well, Soul Calibur worse though, but the original Armor King dying at the end of Tekken 2, being gone from Tekken 3, and then Armor King Jr. coming back in Tekken 5. That's one example. Soul Calibur, literally take your pick. Like, especially with 5, Jesus Christ.
Michelle in Tekken 1 and 2 being replaced by Julia.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually. There was a Yoshimitsu that died after Soul Calibur 4 and was replaced by another one in Soul Calibur 5, but you would never really know that unless you're me and you actually like the Soul Calibur story, so eh.
Isn't Yoshimitsu a different guy every time?
I don't think so. No, it was actually the same guy from going to 4 to 5. Tekken, or on the Tekken side of things, I don't think that's the case. I think it is the same guy over and over again. I could be wrong, mistaken about that though. I mean, I guess a recent example is Kunimitsu's daughter showing up as DLC in Tekken 7.
Raven and Master Raven was a guy before, now it's a woman.
Yeah, just straight up Blade beforehand is now an actual character. Oh my god, this guy. Bamboo
This dude
Man.
just fucking... This guy was hiding inside the tree.
Literally out of the woods.
This is another one of the regional warlords. Another one of the interesting stages where the goal is to take care of the 4 of the 8 bases and lower down the lifts so that way you can climb his treehouse.
I guess if we talk about weeb moments for a second, if this were Naruto, he'd immediately be one of the most overpowered characters in the franchise because lol would.
Yeah.
Every life is born from death. That is one of
If there's balance to be gained in that, it's how pathetic Yamato is.
I could go back.
True, I guess so. Although he's still drawn up as a hugely important character because not so much as him as a skilled character, even though being a root would be pretty good, but just because wood style. Hey,
I can see in your eyes how
But there was that one time after Destruction of the Leaf where he built an entire city block's worth of buildings in a minute.
yeah.
do you ever feel like giving up and going
God, that new Team 7 had so much potential, but they just literally did nothing with it. It fucking pissed me off so much. Ugh.
They went down exactly 1.5 missions.
Filler probably has a lot more for them, but going through Naruto Shippuden filler is like trying to wade your way through mud in an ocean.
It seems so
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, it's like, where do you even begin? Ugh. Do you even want to begin?
You know, somehow it feels like 500 episodes of just Shippuden somehow feels longer than the whole of One Piece.
Honestly, I kind of agree, and that is mostly on the merit that with a little third of all Naruto episodes being filler, sometimes it feels like you're literally in an ocean, like submerged in an ocean, and you don't know which way is up, so you don't know where to even begin. With One Piece, at least you know the grand majority of it is story, so you can make your way through it pretty respectively.
Lord Hideyoshi,
Even if it's going slow, you can just hit speed up.
Yeah, exactly.
what I must do.
It sucks because, unfortunately, the existence of the filler does kind of mitigate the issue that plagues the manga of the side characters literally not even existing.
Yeah, that's the fuck part, isn't it?
Reminder that Neji never has an on-screen battle in the entirety of Shippuden in the manga. He doesn't even find a clone on screen. I know, it's fucked.
He had his Destiny speech, now his character is over.
He had his Destiny speech, and in the end, Naruto proved Neji right. You can't escape your destiny.
That he would die protecting the main family. At least it was of his own accord.
At least it was willingly. Anyway, so back to less depressing things.
I don't know, we're on a revenge quest. Is that less depressing?
A revenge quest that's going wrong.
Oh yeah, the funny version.
Mitsunari, are you planning on attacking Ieyasu? I would urge against doing anything.
You're no match
Yoshitsugu,
for
please.
Ieyasu's skills? Ooh, them fighting words.
I will deal with Ieyasu in due time. First, I must teach a lesson to this pestering knight. I cannot allow slights against our lord to be left unpunished.
Of course you can't.
Very well. Wherever your anger leads you, we shall venture together. It has proven to be a keen guide.
Oh, fuck.
Proven to be a king guide? Owl.
Oh, these...
Invading army. Oh, I imagine this is gonna happen a few times.
This is a thing that I'm pretty sure is unique to Basara 3. In Blue Route specifically, randomly, sometimes you will have a defend the castle stage. These go on for
Oh, these.
These go on for 10 or 15 minutes, and I fucking hate them.
Is this that thing you were showing me that one thing for?
Yes, that's gonna happen, and that's gonna be a treat. Because what's gonna happen is going to happen for the whole stage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.